Mike and Trey, you guys have got to be really proud of your effort you put on here tonight. I mean, in Baco, this is the best I've seen him shoot in a long time. Trey, you were just going to the basket. Talk about the effort you guys put in against Purdue tonight, please.
Yeah, I thought the effort was there. We fought through a bunch of runs, and obviously they wanted a bunch of runs, but I think just continuing to just keep competing was the main thing. Just some few plays that we got to clean up, and that was the difference of the outcome.
Mike, that possession where you're down one, the clock is so compressed. I think you had a timeout, but like, what's the balance you strike as a coach between, especially when you get in a player's hands like Miles, where he's really fast down the floor, between call a timeout and set something up, or just try and let it play out again with a guy that's really good going at the rim the way he is?
Couldn't get his attention, and about time he got where he was going. I thought he got fouled on the play. But they didn't make the call, and I don't think that was the difference in the game. The difference in the game was the 20 turnovers that we had. I thought that was huge. And on the road, you can't turn it over like that. And they made us pay for it. They had 26 points off our turnovers. But for the most part, I thought our guys competed, did a hell of a job. But, it's about winning in this league.
Jeff and the mic.
Yeah, Coach. What did you want on that possession where Miles Rice drove?
Well, once he took off, I couldn't get to him. It was too late. The official had went by, and again, that's just, we got to connect better. That's just the bottom line, and because our high pick and roll stuff was going well for us with the ball in Gallo's hand, and we just couldn't get back to it.
Mike and Daniel.
Yeah, Mike, with Miles, he only played 5 minutes in the second half. Just unhappy kind of with what he was giving you offensively. What kind of led you to him pulling him and kind of keeping him on the bench to that
Well,
final?
the group that was on the floor played well for us, and it's no knock against Miles. He didn't have it going early, and I elected to ride the guys that it really finished the game. Anthony Lill fouled out, but I elected to go that way.
Yeah, Mike, I want to say that after Ohio State, Luke mentioned that early in the year, you guys kind of, if you trailed early, you'd kind of quit. And the last, I'd say, 3 weeks or so, you haven't really quit. But what's kind of that line now in learning how to finish when you have that really strong fight late?
Again, it's just about making plays down the stretch and securing the win. And, we didn't do it in the Maryland game. And tonight we had our chances. We couldn't get the key stops. Kaufman hits a 15-foot hook shot that was huge for him, and then we didn't capitalize coming back the other way.
Zach and then Tom.
Trey, these last two games, what's been the difference down the stretch?
I think the good thing is we're in these games, but we got to finish. And I think just making the right plays down the stretch is the difference.
Tom and then Seth.
Mike, what about that very last possession with the 3 seconds to go when you went with the long pass? Was that something you had seen or was hoping for? Or?
No, we was trying to throw it to Malik and maybe drop it off for a 3, but Gallo kind of overthrew it. But you can't lead into that's one play. We had numerous plays that we could have made that we didn't make.
Seth and what?
Trey, just what's the frustration level in letting an opportunity like this get away?
It's very frustrating. Because we're right there, and we got to keep fighting. There's a lot of games left, but to know that we're right there and just that close to being able to find ways to win those close games is definitely frustrating for all of us because we want to win the worst way possible. So, but the good thing is we got another great opportunity against Wisconsin. So we just got to look forward to that and learn from this. But it's always challenging to lose games like this.
Will, and then we'll wrap us out.
Mike, Umar was visibly upset after that shot that Miles took towards the end, and then after the final buzzer just kind of walked off the handshake line. How do you address that situation? Is there any kind of conversation?
Well, again, it's everybody's heated in the heat of the moment, and he didn't think it was a good play, and he voiced his opinion on it, which is okay. He just hoped that you can learn from it and build on it and move on.
Last question.
Like, I recognize Anthony fouls out, and it's not the result either of them would have wanted. But Anthony and Trey are the two guys that have been with you kind of since the beginning. How much of a tone do they set in a game like this? Anthony with his defense, Trey especially with the way he's running the offense in the second half. Just what does maybe the rest of the team learn in an environment like this from experienced guys playing like that?
Well, a lot of these guys hadn't played in this kind of atmosphere, and these guys have, and we've had some pretty good games. We had a couple of lopsided games with them, but for the most part, the games against Purdue has been very competitive. And the new guys that witnessed it tonight was a little setback, a little bit. Like Miles, I thought it kind of got to him a little bit. And, and I got to help Miles because he's a big piece to what we do. And I believe in him, and I'm going to keep pushing him to be better. So that's what that's all about. But I thought the guys that have been in this atmosphere before, like Anthony and Mac, Mac stepped up and played good. He had never won here. He even played extremely well. So, I mean, the key guys, the veteran guys that's been around me, they know what it's like to play in this building, and it's not easy.
All right, thanks, guys.